just how we got it started off. Let's first address the elephant in the room. You know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't been on in a while. I think the last video I uploaded was like 2 or so years ago. Yeah, ever since then, niggas just really been on a transitional period. You know what I'm saying? I really had to tap in with myself and take a break. You know, hypothetically speaking, just taking a break from a lot of things in the world. Just being able to sit back and kind of look at myself in the mirror and not only admit what I see, but kind of accept,
all I need to know is
it is what it is.
Lose them.
I think we both know the
But yeah,
answer to
nigga, we
that.
coming on here playing some Halo, some Combat Evolved, because I'm excited about the remake they making. Coming out on P5, so that's where I'm getting it. So I never really got into Halo, so I thought, hey man, why?
We made
Now's a better time than ever.
Get here first? The Covenant ships have always been faster.
I'm hoping the
As
game
for tracking
isn't
us
too
all the way
loud.
from Reach, at light speed my maneuvering options were limited.
Yeah, let's watch some of this cutscene, you know what I'm saying?
We were running dark. Yes.
Until we
I
decelerated,
might cut this
no
out,
one
maybe
could have
not.
missed
We
the
might
hole
be
we
raw
tore in
with
subspace.
the edits, you know what I'm saying? Everything is non-cat, you know what I'm saying? We go 100% just
They were waiting
raw.
for us on the far side of the planet.
So, where do we stand?
Our fighters are mopping up the last of their recon picket now, nothing serious.
But I hope niggas been good
But I've
too,
isolated
though.
approach
You know,
signatures
whoever
for
taking the
multiple
time out that
CCS
day to
class
go
battle
and peep the
groups.
video
Make it
and
3
shit.
capital ships per
I
group.
hope everybody been alright.
And in about
you know what I'm
90
saying?
seconds,
Life
they'll be
is,
all over us.
life be life sometimes.
Well,
and
that's
it
it
just be
then.
difficult to
Bring
kind
the
of
ship
maneuver
back
your
up
way
to
through.
Combat Alert Alpha.
Through the storm,
I want
but,
everyone
you
at
know what I'm
this
saying?
station.
What really
Everyone,
matters is
sir?
getting up at the end of the
Everyone.
day, keeping one foot in front of the other, and just
And
keeping a good
Cortana.
momentum, especially a positive mindset on
Let's give
just
our old
looking at life
friends
in
a
general.
warm welcome.
I've already begun.
I know about Cortana. I was playing a little bit of Infinite.
Attention, all combat
Halo
personnel.
Infinite.
Please report to your action station.
I enjoyed it. It's just my PC isn't capable of handling like 60 frames, cause unbeknownst to me, I look at my fucking system components. I have DDR3
platoon, secure airlocks
RAM,
on
bro.
deck
This
11.
shit is
14th
bad.
platoon rendezvous
Let's
with...
skip this. Let's get to work.
This tube shows green. Cycle complete.
I know my nigga Master Chief, you know what I'm saying?
Things are a little hectic.
I had a little Master Chief, little
Disorientation
action
task
figure
force.
back in the
Welcome
day. It
back,
was
sir.
like, what,
We'll have
3
you battle
inches
ready stat.
tall or whatever, but
Chief, please look around the room. I need to get a calibration reading for your battlesuit's diagnostics.
this shit don't seem like
Good.
a 60,
Thank you,
huh?
sir.
I'm bringing your health monitors online, sir.
I was playing it a little bit, but I kept the shit on hard mode, so it was a bit
Vital
difficult to
signs
play,
look normal.
but
No freezer
I just
burn.
want to sit on here and just
Okay, sir,
talk
go
and
ahead and
just,
climb out
you
of
know
the
what I'm saying,
cryotube.
just play some fucking Halo. I'm gonna skip majority of this though, cause I'm not really up to date on today's
I
story or
gave you a
whatever.
double dose of the wake-up stim. Take a quick walk around the cryo bay and join me at the optical diagnostic station.
I just want to make sure this shit is at 60 though, cause it don't feel like it, but it's whatever. Old ass game. Oh. But yeah, I've been
Okay, sir, look at me so we can begin.
oh my god, this nigga, bro, this tutorial
Stand
shit.
on the red square, please. I know the ordnance techs usually take care of your targeting sensors, but we're short of time, Chief. Just look at each of the flashing panels to target them.
Look at this. Let me make sure this audio isn't too loud. Turn it down just a bit, and then I want to see if I can. Yeah, that's definitely a problem. All right, I think. Oh, ultra quality. You know what? We'll go performance. Leave all this alone. Alright. Save.
You lock on, it'll change.
Oh, there we go. Nigga, that shit feel good as shit. Do.
Okay, that looks good.
Sir, I'm getting some calibration errors. I'm going to invert your looking pitch, so you can see if you like it better that way. Try targeting the flashing lights again.
What the fuck? Why am I just looking at... Oh my god, this shit's inverted, bro. Why? Who asked... Bro, who the fuck asked for this shit?
Is that better, or should I switch it back?
No, bro, try it the other way, nigga. What's wrong with y'all, bro?
Okay.
I'm
Try
like, why the
looking up
fuck
and
am I
down
looking
again,
at the
please.
ground?
Do you want me to leave it like that, or switch it again?
No,
Try
leave...
targeting the
Oh,
flashing lights again. Is that
My
better,
fuck.
or should I switch it back?
fuck, I keep fucking up.
Okay, try looking up and down again, please. Do you want
Leave
me
it
to
as
like
is,
that or switch it
nigga.
again?
Shit.
Okay, I'll leave
I
the
ain't got a
picture
fucking
normal.
proper
But if you
mouse
want,
pad
you
and I
can
got
change
like
it yourself
salt and
later.
shit on the damn
I'm ready for the energy
tape
shield test
part.
now.
Please follow me to the energy shield test station.
Edit your settings. Okay.
Fire team,
But
reporting
yeah,
suspect
you know,
positions
from the
Alpha
first
and
5 minutes of the
Sierra.
video, we haven't
Sending
really
to
gotten into
inbound
anything
Covenant border
particular.
craft. Stand
I
by
was
for
sitting
the
here and I'm
teleporting.
like, I was watching one of my old videos and I'm like, damn, nigga, 2 years ago. And I don't know, I had a particular, I had a fun
Scan on
time.
the yellow square. This will just take a second.
I had a fun
Okay,
time just
bring
kind of
those
sitting
energy
around
shields online,
bullshitting on the
please.
game, just talking about whatever the fuck I wanted to talk about, just making the video engaging some way out, you know what I'm saying?
Alright, shields read as fully charged.
I'm not particularly fond
Okay,
of
sir.
watching
Bring
niggas
them
play
down to
video
test the
games and
automatic
shit.
discharge.
Especially when a nigga just constantly talking and talking and talking and talking. It's like, damn, nigga. But I like watching silent, you know, commentary videos. Especially on
Recharging normally.
gameplay, nigga.
We're
Because it's
showing
like,
green across the board.
I want to watch the nigga play the game. I don't want
This
to
is
hear nigga
Captain
talk
D.
and,
Send the
you know,
Master Chief to the bridge
conversate and,
immediately.
you know what I'm
Captain,
saying?
we'll
Then
have
some
to
shit
skip
will
the
happen in the
weapons
game like, oh
diagnostics
my
and
Double
god, did you
crewman.
see
Aye, aye,
that,
sir.
guys?
The skipper
Or
seems
that chat
ejected. We better
shit,
get
bro.
moving.
I
We'll
can't
find
with
your
that
weapons
chat
later.
shit. Like,
Okay, I'll
every
leave
time
the
something happens,
self-diagnostics running
niggas
at
like,
least.
chat, did you
Good
see that?
idea. You'd better
Chat,
get to
did you
your
see
evac
that?
group,
Chat,
Sam.
chat, what did you
Affirmative.
just say?
I
Like,
just have to reset the computer
like
and I'm
shut
out
up,
of here.
nigga.
We're gone.
But I
They're
mean,
trying
it's
to get
their
through the
video at the
door.
end of the day. You know what I'm
Security!
saying?
Intruders in the cryo 2! Please!
I got salt all over
Sam!
this fucking
Come on,
table.
you've got to get
I
the hell
can't
out of
even
here.
properly use a mouse.
This way.
Anyways, yeah, I've really been on some. Oh. Yeah, man, I've been on some spiritual work, man. I've been really tapping into myself. This shit is definitely loud. Like, there's no way around it. You know that's loud. We're just gonna turn everything down. Yes, sir. Especially the music, nigga. That shit bumping. I think the music's the best part, but that shit is kind of bumping, nigga. I just want to kind of just sit here and, you know what I'm saying, and enjoy this time, you know, per se. Alright, fair enough. I'll just go about my business. But yeah, I mean, like, I've never had the opportunity to play Halo before, so to be able to sit here and, you know, play some old shit that a lot of people hold near and dear to their heart, it's like, let me find out what you niggas on, you know, what's all the hype about. I don't know where I'm supposed to be going. Yeah, I don't know where I'm supposed to be going. Whoa, that nigga turned around with the blick, looked at me.
Mate, sir, the captain needs you on the bridge ASAP. Better follow me.
Alright, let's go then, nigga.
Whoa!
But yeah, just trying not to get distracted playing the game. Like, I can't be sitting here talking about my fucking life story and fucking not play the game. So, yeah, I definitely got something on my mouse that's preventing me to be as smooth as I can. But yeah, sorry for the sniffing as well. But yeah, it's a lot to really get into. Like, it's to really give you a beginning, middle, and end. We gonna be here for like 2 fucking hours.
Good to see you, Master Chief.
And I ain't trying to make no fucking 2-hour video, let alone edit some shit up.
Find ammo as you go.
Brody gave me the Magnum. I know that's the Magnum right there. Let's go kill some niggas now, bro. Hold up, before we get into what I want to get into, let me show y'all some of this master gameplay. Yeah, nigga. Got me a new, I don't know if it'll reflect on YouTube, because I know they compress videos. Oh, fuck, I just shot down. I know
Those
they,
Marines could use some help, Chief.
compress
What you do
videos,
best.
so I'm not too sure if the ones from might reflect. I know we can go higher, too. I turned this shit down. Let's see how, what's 240 gonna feel like? Probably no different. Yeah, got me a new monitor, LG monitor. Cost about, you know, $100 from a band. Not even trying to flex. I don't know, to a degree, I kinda had buyer's remorse, but it is OLED, and I got it for the main purpose being able to like take advantage of the PS5 Pro's resolution. Like, I was playing Minecraft when I got a different monitor, but it was fucking ultra wide, so it was like 2190 by like 16. It only played in like 1440p. So it's like, bro, why would I want that? Why would I want to play in 1440p? Like, I want to play at full, 2160, 4K. But it's just smooth, nigga. And I was playing on hard the other night, and I just kept getting shitted on, bro, because it was on hard. And I keep doing that to myself, bro. Like, I'll play a brand new game, especially, like, not necessarily a brand new game, but a game that's new to me, being able to play it for the first time, experience it, per se. For example, Halo, right? Nigga, I'll put this shit on hard, because, like, in my mind, the game was probably old as shit, bro. And I wanna challenge, nigga. That's why I'm particularly fond of playing, like, the Soulsborne games, you know what I'm saying? Sekiro, especially, Demon's Souls, motherfucking Bloodborne, DS3, nigga. I have yet to really give an opinion on DS2 and 1 because they're more, obviously they're more linear. But it's like, I don't know, personally, I don't have any, I don't really feel any motivation towards fucking like completing the game on the hardest difficulty or like whatever. Like, I'll just die straight up, like especially Dark Souls 1, like we don't have the fast travel system. So I think I'm in like the second world, like you're underground or some shit. Like, I gotta fucking backtrack to the beginning or whatever. I just gotta backtrack. I found out that there's no fucking fast travel system, so I'm like, alright, I'll make my attempts back to where I need to go, backtracking. But then a nigga dies, and then I gotta spawn all the way back at the camp. Like, nah, bro, I'm straight. So I've yet to really give an opinion on Dark Souls 1 and then DS2. I'm just at the fucking the boat, like the mainland or whatever, the boat place. I can't figure that shit out for the life of me. So I'm just gonna have to pretty much take a L on that. But yeah, nigga, I tried putting this shit on hard, nigga, and it's just like, dude, I'm sitting there shooting nigga like 10 times. Not even 10, like 100 times, bro. The nigga just won't die, but these niggas shoot me a couple times. Leave these niggas straight. I'm like, fuck that, bro. I'm not dealing with that shit. So I kind of hopped off, but putting on normal, this shit is kind of enjoyable to a degree, bro. You can then sit here and play the game. I don't know if this is where we're supposed to go. But alright, maybe I have time to speak on what I wanted to speak on, what was particularly heavy on my heart. Again, it's kind of hard to start anywhere, but if there's a place that I could start, it's my journey of self-discovery, more than especially over the last 2 years, I'd say.
Covenant, on the landing above us.
And I don't know, I kind of get chills, and I guess to give some sort of like explanation or context. And I do this with everybody, whenever I'm speaking about anything that's pretty personal to me, or reflecting on old memories or anything that could pertain to that, that way of thinking. So whenever I think or reminisce or tell stories, I always have sudden pauses, like I'll explain the story and I'll talk about it, and then just out of nowhere, like I'll take like a short pause. And I only do that because, when I'm talking about these stories, and especially if it's something that's very personal, something that means a lot to me. In a sense, it's like my father spoke about it a little bit to me. It's interesting how that we can live in the present moment, right? But when we start to reminisce and think back on the past, mentally, we're there in that time frame. But we're in the present, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're here, we exist in the present. But we can sit here and mentally, project ourselves back into that time frame of the past. So with that being said, it's hard to talk about certain things, or I wouldn't say hard, but it is difficult to be able to put myself back into that time frame and speak upon my emotions of the things that I was feeling, or the things that I had to deal with. Light pod.
Blast door is closing. The Covenant are destroying the light pods.
Hold on. I'm trying to go.
We have to use the ship's maintenance access ways. Follow the nav point. It will lead you to an opening.
Oh, okay. But yeah, in particular, you know, the biggest takeaway that I had, because I've been going to school in Reno, it's junior year. It's about to be, yeah, second semester junior year. Yo, what the fuck? The game just fucking kind of horror. It's like a horror game, but yeah, I've been going through a journey of self discovery, you know,
I'm
to say the
detecting
least.
Covenant movement outside the access ways. Activating motion
My
tracker.
biggest
Let's find
problem,
a safe exit.
for the last few months, I would have said, like, it's no longer a problem now. Like
We're too close.
the biggest
We need to
takeaway
find
that
another
I've
route. Motion tracker shows all clear. Wait. We need to get through that door, but it's been damaged by an explosion. Analyzing. The door's control mechanism is offline, but it's taken a lot of damage. You should be able to bash it open with the butt of your weapon.
Okay, cool. So yeah, it's just like listening to this lady Cortana. But my biggest takeaway from the last few months has been that, you know, no one's coming to save me. And to give some sort of context behind that statement of mine, you know, the beginning of the beginning of school, it was a very lonely time for me, to say the least. You know, it wasn't. It was a moment where I was obviously afraid and I was discouraged, but you know, I made it a point. You know, I made it adamant to continue to keep one foot in front of the other, and to not, you know, wallow and succumb to my own emotions, and, you know, preventing myself from constantly feeling melancholic to, you know, to a certain degree. But yeah, I remember it was days that I would come back from class and I would be walking with a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, very good friend. I remember always telling him, you know, on the way back from class, I would make the statement to him, like, all right, well, back to the dorm, you know. And that was always the most grueling part of the day. It's just, you know, now that all the classes are over, now that all the distractions are gone, and I want to go into that a little bit. But, you know, after pretty much when I have nothing else to do but to go back to the room, and you know what I'm saying, you know, just going back to the room, right? It would be lonely. It would be lonely. And the one thing that I just wish I could have had was company. You know, I wish I had someone to confide into. I wish I had someone to laugh, cry, speak with, and, you know, just someone to cherish and spend time with. You know, especially in today's world. You know, I remember Childish Gambino said it in the interview with Breakfast Club. Niggas laughed it off, but he was like, you know, the world has never been any more connected than it is now, and I've never felt any more lonelier. And a lot of people, you know, obviously may or may not understand where he's coming from. Like, what do you mean? You know, you said the world's never been any more connected. How do you feel lonely? It's not. He's not directly saying, you know, in the sense of. I don't know what I'm supposed to say though. Like, anyone with a fucking half a brain would know exactly what he means.
I don't know how much more abuse the Autumn can take.
But
Now would be
yeah,
a very
I
good
feel
time
that
to
way,
leave.
and I totally understand where he's coming from. Like, the world has never been any more connected. Like, anyone can talk to anybody at any time. We can speak to people from across the planet. People in different time zones, people with different religions, people with different races. We can do all of this. The world has never been any more connected than it is today.
Too fast.
But because of that, you know, interconnectivity, we've never felt more alone in the aspect of just no one understands anything. You know, no one understands me, where I'm coming from. No one has the same values. It's like creating connection.
Chief?
How can you create
Chief, can you
connection
hear me?
with people?
At last. Are you all right? Can
How
you
can
move?
you create connection with people when people aren't willing to create that connection with you? That's majority of my problems came from.
The others.
Um,
There's nothing we can do.
damn, these niggas dead. Damn. That's what y'all was playing back way back when? '01? Oh shit. that was a mistake. But yeah, just understanding the fact that no one was coming to save me. Like there was days that I would just be sitting in the room and I just couldn't help myself but cry. You know, I would just sit there and
Warning.
I'll
I
be
detected
honest,
multiple
the
Covenant
the
dropships on
biggest
approach. I recommend moving into those hills. If
my
we're lucky,
biggest fear
the
at the
Covenant will believe
time
that everyone aboard this
was,
lifeboat died in the crash.
you know, ending up alone. And
Already thousands of
to a
types of
certain
flora.
degree, I feel like
The
that's
ring's
inevitable.
ecosystem is
You know, we
incredibly
all
sophisticated.
have to succumb to some kind of, you know, confinement at some point. You know, at some point in time, it's inevitable to a degree. But
Alert! Covenant dropship inbound. They must be looking for survivors. I recommend immediate evasion.
how do I evade these niggas? I just crouch. Fuck it, man. We ain't scared, nigga. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, I should have thought about that. Niggas in the big ass shit, bro. You think you just shoot at a nigga? Anyways, my biggest fear was just ending up alone, and I remember it was a few friends that, you know, spoke to me, and this is exactly how they said it. You know, no sugarcoating, but they was like, man, I could never respect any nigga on this planet who's gonna take a bitch back after she done did him wrong. And obviously, they aren't just saying that just to say that. You know, it has some kind of relevance to what I was going through, things that I had to deal with at the time. But and then another friend asked me, you know what I'm saying, do you have any self-respect, bro? Like, do you have any self-respect for yourself? You know, pertaining to this, you know, the metaphor, let's say that. And I told him, I'm like, what good is self-respect gonna get me if I'm just gonna end up dying alone? That's cool. And I sat with that thought for a while. I don't know if I'm supposed to track this nigga shit or what, but I sat with that thought for a while. Like, what good is self-respect gonna do for me if I'm just gonna end up alone, you know, in the end, right? And that's the other thing about that. That causes people to settle for less, and, you know, settle for mediocrity. And just kind of realizing that really opened my eyes up in the way that I kind of needed to see things. So going back to, you know, what I was saying about, you know what I'm saying, my fears, and just being able to kind of overcome that fear. And I don't know, I'm kind of going on a tangent now at this point. This is why I think editing is important, but we're just here speaking, and I'm just feeling the vibes. I'm playing some Halos, you know, talking in the background, just making the content engaging to a certain degree. But yeah, there was days that I would sit in the room and I would just cry. Just, you know, I'm all by myself. I can do anything that I could ever want to do. You know, I can go outside, you know, stay inside, go get something to eat, not get something to eat. It was just the prospect of knowing that no one really fucking cares. And obviously people care, you know, everyone cares. You know, everyone has their own lives to, you know, partake in. We all have that liberty to live our own lives, but to be blunt and to be cutthroat, you just have to say what it is. Like, people just don't care, you know. If a motherfucker don't care enough to check how you doing, or see how you doing, or making sure if you eat, or if you slept well, if you didn't sleep well, if someone doesn't feel the need to engage with you in that kind of manner, then just say what it is. Niggas don't care, right? And then you kind of confront that fact, and motherfuckers be like, I do care, it's just, you know, I'm bit. Whatever. So, you know, we don't want to get into the specifics or anything like that, but what really was driven from, you know, my fear of being alone, and, you know what I'm saying, essentially that, you know, my biggest fear was always being alone, and is key, you know. I look at this shit, bro. This is the reason why you don't have DDR3 fucking 5 RAM. Oh, DDR3 RAM, my bad. DDR5 RAM, nigga, this shit gonna run you a band, but
I'm reading a lifeboat beacon over the next hill. You should check to see if there are any survivors.
What really helped me overcome my fear of, being alone was understanding that I don't know what the future has in store for me. Nobody does. Excuse me, I don't know if you heard me burp, but at no point in time are we ever gonna know, what it is that's expected from us, or what the world has, not the world, but what the universe has in store for us. There's no way we'd ever be able to tell, let alone know. If we were given a guidebook and an outline on how life goes, I think that wouldn't be too well for us. That's what we get in the prophecies. You look back at mythology and Norse mythology, what they did with prophecies. In order to prevent prophecy, they try doing some shit and inadvertently, makes the prophecy true. What are we supposed to be doing? I think this is the problem with just talking and not really paying attention. Why you got your shit aimed at me?
I thought we were the only ones who made it off the Pillar of Autumn.
Don't worry, Sergeant. We'll stay here until evac arrives.
Dropship heading in. Over here.
Alright, cool. But yeah, just realizing that I just don't know what the fuck the future has in store for me. It's all about keeping one foot in front of the other and just keeping a positive tempo and the mindset as well. Again, don't want to get into the nitty gritties, get into some unnecessary shit, but yeah, as of recent, I remember I was going on a walk, and I guess we'll be honest about why I was going on this walk. There's a particular, I had an interest in a lady, lady friend, and she wanted me to convince her some food. So, it was cold and it was real dark and lonely, but I remember on my way coming back from, dropping their food off, I noticed that it was quiet. And obviously there's all kinds of noises going on at night. You got the your crickets, and you got your cars, and no, the world wasn't quiet. What I realized what was quiet was my mind. Like, I was just going on my walk, and there wasn't anything that I had to sit down and think about, or anything that I had to interpret or think or conjure. It was nothing. I had nothing to think about. And what was so strange about that was I've gone my whole life just thinking, over analyzing, reinterpreting. Like, my whole life was based off, just over analyzing things, just being observant and thinking before you act, or just being insecure, having a low having low self-esteem, which inadvertently created a low sense of self-worth for me. And I'll be honest, it's felt like the last, last 2 years of my life, 2.5 or so years of my life, it feels like I've been at a standstill, for lack of better terms. I feel like I've been held dormant, and this is self-inflicted. It's not like anyone did this to me. Partially, we'll say that, but the biggest takeaway for me was just understanding that, I've always had, low self-esteem, and from having this low self-esteem, it made me look for external validation. And we all know at the end of the day, no one fucking needs any kind of fucking validation, let alone it being external. You know what I'm saying? But because I had that low sense of security, I always, I looked for that external validation, because of course, like, no one needs it, but it's always a great feeling to receive that, right? So growing up, that's all I really ever looked for, was just that that validation from me being who I am. I just wanted to not only be seen for who I was, but I didn't really trade, but I just to a certain degree, it's like, man, like, I appreciate you, man. Like, you different, nigga. Like, man, I see your value, what you do in this world. Like, man, I rock with that. So, with that being said, growing up, I've had a tremendous and enormous amount of trouble with being I've had problems with being told no. Like when I'm told no, because I will admit to a certain degree I've been spoiled and I've been given a life that not a lot of people can even say that they have the opportunity to live.
They're coming in fast.
So with that being said, you know, growing up I could basically get whatever I want. If it's something that I want, there's no way I'm not getting it. So if I'm ever told no, especially if it's something that I want, you best believe I'm gonna be angry. I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be feeling all kinds of way.
Roger, stand by to evac survivors.
These niggas finna crush me, bro. These niggas, bro. I'm just gonna leave, bro. Let's just leave.
The Master Chief and
How
I
the
need
fuck
some
you
backup
drive
to
this shit?
spare a few men.
Sure, Cortana. All right, who's in?
This shit making me lose my train of thought. I'm not gonna lie. But
Ready to roll.
you know, I always had. I guess I kind of had an idea on what it is that I had that other people didn't. You know, and we're talking about like personal attributes like values. You know, it's like I think I'm a pretty considerate guy. I think that I'm pretty passionate. I think that I'm outgoing and I'm forgiving. You know, all these different qualities that you would associate yourself. Well,
This cave is not a natural formation. Someone built it, so it
that
must
being
lead
said,
somewhere.
the consequential
Happens to
part
cover battle
about
network.
looking for
Actually broadcasting
external
tactical
validation for me,
data on
per
unencrypted
se.
channels.
A lot of people,
You
this
should show
this
them
could
who
go
they're dealing with.
a completely different route.
Master
But
Chief, I'm going to use your suit's transcom system to monitor their chatter.
I ain't trying to interrupt Cortana or not. But yeah, my biggest takeaway was just looking for external validation. So in my mind, what I'm thinking is, hey, yeah, I'm just gonna walk unless this is gonna be a long. Cause I don't know, bro. This shit is unresponsive. This shit hella unresponsive, bro.
Let's roll.
But yeah, so because again, going back to restating that that idea that I had a low sense of security, right? So due to that, I would look at this shit. This shit is unresponsive. Unless you gotta turn with, bro. Where are we, bro? What the fuck? I'm not even sure what just happened. This shit just threw me off my train of thought. What are we watching, a cutscene now?
I am experiencing such a mixture of anticipation.
Alright, whatever. Whatever.
All preparations are complete for my installation.
I guess we'll just watch this in the time
In
being.
accordance with the final dictum of the Economic Council, I have released myself of all remaining connections to my former station.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening, y'all. But yeah, hope niggas good. You know, this is a long video, but this is really made for me in general, just to be able to speak my mind and have something to do tonight. But to reinstate my last topic, right? So having that low sense of security, I thought that if I would go out of my way and trying to, we're gonna go in a relationship aspect. Whenever I was told no in a relationship aspect, if I couldn't get what I desired or if I wanted, not only did that make me feel horrible about myself, but it sort of reinforced that negative idea that maybe I didn't have the values that I thought I did. And obviously, it doesn't work like that. You don't ever force someone to see your value. But my thing was at the time, and a few months ago, was like, with all these values that I have, and I quote, I'm such a outgoing and compassionate person, and I have all these qualities. But whenever I go out of my way to try to state, these values, what I'm saying, it never works out. So I felt like, because it never really truly worked out, do I really have these values? And it took me a while to really, get up out of that mindset and everything. But yeah, as of the last few, let's say month or two,
we deserve.
things have been exceptionally better for me. On an exponential level
Perhaps.
instead of twice. So it's stupid, but yeah, I've been taking more time to redirect my faith into myself. You know, I've been putting a lot of misguided faith into something that has never really truly been there, and what that idea is just being in a relationship, loving, everlasting, blossoming relationship. We just watched a cutscene, nigga. I did not mean to do that. I did not mean to do that. I guess we'll just chill for the rest of the time being. You know, just kind of just walk around and shit, look at the nature. I got the forest too, so I might run that up here in a little bit. But yeah, my biggest takeaway was just understanding that the most important person that you have in your life, other than your father, well, I was gonna say mother, and then family came in the mix, and so I just smashed that together, so I fucked that up. But yeah, other than your family, your mother, your father, the most important person that you have is yourself at the end of the day. And what really enforced that idea for me was working 8 days straight with 8-hour shifts and 2 12-hour shifts. It would be those mornings that I would get up in the morning and I would look at my phone and it would just be no messages, no text, no nothing. And it made me understand that I don't have anybody, you know, I don't have anybody to count on in these moments. It's just me, and it's only ever been me. So instead of, you know, constantly beating myself and, you know, looking in the mirror and pointing at myself and wondering what's going on and what's wrong with me, why I can't fit in, you know, instead of thinking these things, you have to be able to understand that not a lot of people are just going to be on the same page as you. My biggest takeaway, or the biggest takeaway from my biggest issue or my biggest problem was the lack of understanding. I'm not saying a lack of perspective, but a lack of understanding. Like, you can accept why things happen for what they are, you know, like anyone can accept things, like, yeah, that happened. But for the life of me, I won't ever understand why. It's like, you know, playing with people's emotions or taking advantage of someone's trust and love. Like, I can accept that. I can accept that that happened. But I can't understand why. Why? What would possess a person to do such a thing to somebody? You know what I'm saying? Let alone someone that had genuine intentions for you, right? I couldn't understand why someone would do that. I can accept it, but not understand. And then it just took me a while to also understand that. I'm just saying that over and over again, but I had to internalize the fact that some things just aren't meant to be understood. Not at all. We just got lost, so I think we're just gonna enjoy the view. But some things are just not meant to be understood, and you have to be able to look at everything like that. You have to apply that general concept to your perspective of life. You're not gonna understand why things happen, but you have to accept it. You have to be able to move on. You have to live your life accordingly in the way that you wish to do so. You know, never change yourself for anybody in the world. That's my other big quote. You know, you should never do that. You are who you are meant to be, and if you have to change yourself to be with somebody, then that person has no good intention for you whatsoever. I think we're gonna end it around the 40-minute mark, cause it is late. It ain't too much to get into, but just look at the skybox while we speak our dues, you know, for the last minute or so. But you know, I appreciate, you know, I appreciate the time that we live in. I appreciate the present moment. And I appreciate a lot of things, and I think that's what a lot of people are missing, and why their lives just aren't as cordially created, if I could say that, you know, for lack of better terms. You have to be able to. You have to be able to look at yourself in the mirror most especially. I've discovered that you have to look in the mirror and admit what you see. And it might be, you know, you might be afraid and might be discouraged to a certain degree, but you have to have that courage. You know, there is no fear without courage. No, there is no courage without fear. You know what I'm saying? The playmaker, you know what I'm saying? You know who that is. But yeah, with that being said, if I have any last words to, speak on and preach, that's to just be better. That's the big thing. Everyone has everyone has, these guidelines and these guidebooks and these spiritual trainers and spiritual, guidance counselors, like whatever these motherfuckers are. Everyone acts like they have the fucking recipe to life, the recipes to the success. Like, if you follow these rules, adequately, you'll get to where I be. You just have to do this, and that, and then think this way. Get up 6 o'clock in the morning. No, it's none of that. It's learning to be able to appreciate the little things, and not only the little things, but life in general. Just being able to appreciate your existence, being able to appreciate the present moment, being able to appreciate the air and the oxygen, and how well you're able to breathe in the air, and it's really the little things that we're missing. And that's how I've been able to find my solace. Just being able to sit back, watch my YouTube, watch some really funny videos or whatever the case may be, watch some Batman versus Superman, do a little bit of writing, do a little bit of, voice recording, just doing a little bit of everything, just being able to keep myself busy. And I said I was going to go back on this, on the topic of distractions, but, I heard this one time too as well. It's like, we're finding distractions to distract ourselves from distractions, which is essentially what it is. You're finding distractions to distract yourself from distractions. A lot of the stuff that people value and people, worship or majority of the things that people appreciate nowadays or have any kind of value towards just bullshit, and it has nothing to do with bettering yourself in a degree of, being aligned with your higher self. You have to put yourself in environments that are conducive to your higher self. Coming out here and partying and doing all this foolishness, cheating on people, lying, stealing, essentially at the end of the day, it's only going to catch up to you. Obviously you're fucking up everyone else's day and you're being a nuisance, but at the end of the day, this is your life and you're creating it. My dad always said it, when you make your bed, right, and you shit in it, you want to lay in it at the end of the day, because that's your bed, nigga. So yeah, that is those are my final words, man. We must be better. We have to. It's not a one-day process where you start from the bottom and instantly transport to the top. It's all a step-by-step process. One foot in front of the other. And I only speak upon that adamantly as I am, because I've lived that. I've lived that. I remember days where it was just, I wanted to die, just no sugarcoating. Like, nigga, I wanted to die. Like, all my dreams and aspirations were gone, and it's just like, I'd wake up every day and I would just, it felt like I had no purpose, no point, it's like, I would rather be dead, so, it took a long time to really kind of get my head straight and really overcome that sense of I don't know the word I'm looking for, but it just felt like the end of the world for me. I'm not getting into specifics, but again, it's a step-by-step process, and eventually one day you're gonna wake up and realize that everything is okay. Everything is gonna be okay, and that's pretty ironic to tell yourself that it's okay, but sometimes we have to make compromises to be able to make it in the end. So with that being said, I just wanted to do this video since it's been a while, speak upon some shit. Hopefully there was no audio cutting, no nothing, because you never know with how shit records. But with that being said, as always, hope y'all have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good motherfucking night.